In your experience, why do some people get to be multimillionaires but fail to become billionaires? Well, I mean, there's obvious reasons that it's as you go up, it's tougher. It gets a lot harder to do that. And what's interesting is it's very tough to keep your money. Most people think it's the hardest part is making it. That's not the hardest part. The hardest part is keeping it. So then you take, and how hard is it to compound it exponentially, which is what you'd have to do to become a billionaire. That's really tough. But you know, probably the hardest thing is right here. And that's what makes me so frustrated when I go to Vegas and I see all the young people just stoned out of their mind, just walking around stoned with masks on and just, man. And again, I'm all for legalizing drugs, but you do it while you do all these other things, and it's just a recipe for disaster. So anyway, my point is you've got to have you've got to really have the ambition gene needs to run very strong in your bloodstream. Because think about it. I mean, you get up to 20, 50 million, 100 million, and your life really doesn't change at all. It doesn't. You got pretty much everything you need. You can fly private. I mean, what else is there? Sure, you could buy a bigger boat, a bigger jet, but it doesn't really change much your life. And you've got pretty much all the freedom you could possibly want. But so what is what's the motivator? Like, what's the drive to work to continue to work 16 hours a day when you're in your 50s and your 60s, trying to get from 250 million up to 2 billion or 3 billion? You got to be a rare person. And it's a mental game, really. You have to not really care about the money. At that point, you've got to just be one of those people that just likes to kick ass. And you're just going to go out and every day, you're like Ricky Bobby. You just, every morning you wake up and piss excellence. It sounds funny, but it's true. You got to just wake up. I mean, think about everyone on this live stream. If you had $50 million in the bank right now, what would you do? Oh, I'd go to St. Bart's and hang out with Hugh, and I'd go drink and on the beach and do all these things. You know, how many people would say 50? Oh, I'd work 80 hours a week for the next 10 years trying to multiply it to 1 billion. You know, very few people would.